In this tutorial, we'll learn about the layer slider. And the layer sliders are these. They're called banners, image rotators, layers that slide through the screen and on the screen, and you can have various ones. The way your site, the way you control it on your site and manage it is you go to the layer sliders tab on the top, and you want to go to, there's only one set of slides for the home page, so that's why it's labeled that way. And so here where you see the first slide, I'm just going to give you an overview, then I'll give you a little bit more detail. The second slide, the third slide, fourth slide, and onward. You can change the order by just dragging it, and then once you do a drag like that, you need to save or save and continue, and it'll take. But what you notice here is that this text does not look like the text on the, let me flip over here, on this. Let's go to that actual one. Here we go. See, it's all white and big here and then smaller here, but here it's just black and left adjusted. So what we're using is CSS coding to make that happen, and we're using different styles, so different classes for, so the heading 1 class is banner white, the P class is, so it's also called banner white, but it's the P class and H class, the heading 1 class. And so there's all the text and information, and that was created in this layer, in this text layer. You could add other layers, and I'll show you in different ones. But how you know what that looks like is, you can see it on the slide, but I also created the style guide, and that's located in /style-guide. And here's the banner white, so that's the big white text, and here's the smaller white text, and that's how you know what the text looks, and it's centered as well. So that's how you do that, and how you get that to look like this for that slide. And they all have that for this slide here. So the big one, okay. And then you notice that this slides down when it first opens up, and that is controlled. So the placement, you could do it by numbers, or you can drag. So it's 70, 250, and 250. So 70 from the top, 70 pixels, 250 from the side. You can move that, and you see it changes here. But we'll just go back to where we were, 70 and 250. So that has it where it is. You can add images, you can add video, and I add images, and I haven't added a video to the slides on this one. But then the other thing you always want to do, especially when creating new ones, is you want the outgoing effect to be none. You want the start to be about 500. The start speed 2000 is a good, like 2 seconds. That's all milliseconds, so that's half a second. And then these are pretty standard. But you want to make sure you pick something here, and it's usually either, if you want a little bit of animation or short from top. You never want random, and you probably always want fading. That's probably the simpler of all of them, but this one I wanted it to drop down. So let's look at summer. So here we have a couple, and here we're going to see that the style used on those is banner white blue. So we go to the style guide just to kind of get an idea what that is, and there it is, banner white blue. So that one's giving it a little blue background when you look at it on, let's find it here. Here we go. See, little, and this browser is a little smaller than normal. There you go. So that's how you see those. And so hopefully you get the idea, just as long as you understand what to apply to it, either to the div in this case. And then let me show you here. There's the girl layer, which is this one. The boy layer, which is that one, and you'll see the little yellow thing up here. So you can create different things, and these I have fading. Fading is probably one of the most subtle and cleanest of all the effects you can have. Pulling kids has the text, and so that one's the banner blue, so it's probably just blue text, but we can check that. If we come here, there it is, banner blue. That's how that is, and those should be pretty standard for the style classes I gave you for the banners or for the slides, or however you want to call it. But if you need more, just let me know what type of font, size, color you're looking for, and I can create those. Those need to be created in CSS, in the CSS file, and then shot out through FTP. Again, here when we grab an image, we want the transition to be fade. There's other options, but none of them look good. There's fade is the simplest one, and this is actually linked to a page, Pulling for Kids. So you copy that page. So say we wanted to link something to Style Guide, we just need what's after the / after the website address. So I want to link that to Style Guide. I will put it there. Don't use the Ken Burns. It takes up a lot of resources, and while Ken Burns is great for photographs, it's probably not the best for these slides. So say we want to change this. This will pop up the media tool, and if you give it a second, you can upload from your hard drive, from your computer. But what we want is to see our library, and you were trying to find this earlier. And so this is media. I'll show it to you in a different place, but here it is. So I named these either slide or banners, banner _ slide _. So you'll see different ones, and there might be multiple ones but the latest number. So this is probably maybe the first one we saw is the latest, but you'll see it's either banner or slide. You can go here. Let's go to 8. Banner. I think all the early ones I called banner, and then the later ones I called slide. But that's up to you. You could search it here. Let me see actually. So slide. So we do a return there. So yeah, I only called one slide. I think I called most all of them banner. So this gives you a way to search for the file. Okay, and you can replace it. But yeah, so you can upload, find the file, you add the text, so it's in different layers, and then you add the class to it. And so it might take a few tries for you to get it, but I think you will pretty fast, and we can create another tutorial if we need to add some more information to that. But that's layer sliders. That's the layer slider tutorial.